Hello everybody and welcome to another Microsoft Flight Simulator Let's Play. We're at Dublin, surprisingly sunny Dublin, with a newly released Fenix Simulations Airbus A320. Now I've given this a bit of a sort of test flight off screen, off screen and offline, and I just don't think you can get much better than this. This is an incredible piece of kit. Performs like a dream. As you can see, looks incredible as well. And yeah, it's just something I'm honestly looking forward to showing you guys. And we have an imposter among us. Anyway, there's another guy in the retro livery, but don't blame him, it's a good livery. But we're on the ground at Dublin. We're taking Echo India Delta Victor Mike all the way to Berlin. And yeah, this will be a bit of a longer video. I actually want to show the aircraft off a bit. Yeah, I want to show the aircraft off a bit, and sort of run you through a few of the procedures in operating this. This is a study level aircraft, or at least it's meant to be a study level aircraft. And has he just? Ah, someone's just CTD'd. Oops. But no, this is sort of marketed as a study level product, and a study level product it most certainly is. So there's a lot of detail involved in sort of operating it, and in terms of the sort of procedure required to operate the aircraft. But that's just what makes this all the more fun. Right. With that being said, into the flight deck we go. So I've started us off cold and dark. I want to run through the the not the special operating procedures. I just want to run through the standard operating procedures in their entirety. So when you click the mic there, it gets rid of the EFB. But before we do that, I just want to go through the cockpit with you. So I do use the pedal disconnect function on the tiller. It just makes it a lot more realistic, I suppose. You have our EFB here with a with a settings page, a more aircraft setting page. That's it's just a no. Don't get rid of a charger. No, this is just sort of a more user setting page. You get your brief there with your checklists, and if I do this, my sim brief AFP. Yeah, the sim brief integration with this aircraft is already fantastic. Look at that, just one click and there's our OFP for today. And if you think that's cool, wait till you see the integration it has with the actual loading process. So once you go to this page in VFB, you can press the import button again. You get given your flight details, your weather information as well. If we do that, we can even view the ATIS. The sort of Vatsim ATIS, which I think is really, really cool. Right, why are we cruising at 320? I thought I changed that. Right. Quick re-import then. Right, change that back to auto. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Yeah, I was originally going to do a flight from Gatwick to Dublin, which would have cruised at 320, but I sort of quickly rejigged that, and quickly rejigged that. Forgot to change the cruising altitude, but that's fine. What we can do is we can go back, re-import from SimBrief, and what it should do is it should update our flight plan accordingly. So once we go to our route page, we can see flight level 370, which is our actual cruising altitude displayed there. It's all very cool and good. And what I can do as well is fetch it from the server and load that into my vPilot. So the rest of it's fairly self-explanatory. You can pop the aircon unit in as well. Just give ourselves some aircon, hopefully. And yeah, so again, this is sort of where SimBrief integration comes to play. You get an actual, you know, full-on load sheet with your estimated with your required fuel load and your passenger loading, which I think is really, really neat. Again, that's well, that's just the EFB. Wait till you see the rest of the integration so you can find the correct click spot. That's great. Okay, what we can do is we can open this little hatch here and test the oxygen masks. Well, we can't now because we don't actually have power, but we will do in just a second. Now, what we can do as well is we can open the window. Isn't that class? You even get some, you even get like a much louder sound set now that you open the window, and then to close that you simply unlock that latch and push that back in. Right, okay. We'll just click the EFB back into place, pop the plug in, and what I want to do as well is I want to turn the I want to turn the floodlights down. Panel lights can stay as they are though. Okay. Now you can change all of the well, you can't change the sort of lumbar support and so on and so forth, but you can move the armrests. Do the same with this one here. Parking brake can actually go off because we're on chocks. Now another thing that I find quite cool is the fact that some of the circuit breakers are simulated. It's obviously not all of them, but a lot of them are simulated, which I think is really, really, really awesome. Get a nice little video screen there for your cockpit door video. There's a button down here somewhere that enables a camera behind the cockpit door. Speaking of cockpit door, you can open it and have a peek into the cabin, but we won't open that just yet. So yeah, cockpit is extremely interactive, and you can even have a look in the cabin, and it performs like an absolute dream. Now we'll be back in this cabin view for the start because, quite frankly, it's not one you want to miss. It's the sound set on this is incredible. I've spent a lot of my childhood on you know, A320 family aircraft, and just being sat in that cabin view listening to it all fire up it's almost like being on an actual A320 again. Okay, that's enough of that. What we can do is unlock our EFB. If I can find the click spot. Right, okay. In my excitement, I cannot find click spots again. But no, what we can do is we can open up the EFB. And you know what? Let's attach the baggage carts as well. Let me take a quick peek outside. Watch out, do its thing. And you know, just for the sake of completeness, open up the other cargo doors as well. And go to our overhead and fire this bad boy up. So startup procedure and so on and so forth are, well, they're designed to be very similar to the A320neo's procedures are designed based off it, and as a result they are all extremely similar. So first things first, we want to turn our GPU connection on, and then turn our batteries on, as so. Now, the flow, the sort of startup flow is pretty much exactly the same. So we'll wait for the for like little self tests to all do their thing. Take a quick peek outside as well. See some bagage load up. Yeah. Now another thing I can do is, reset our QNH, and these are not synced, and I thought I had them synced. Okay, so what I usually do is I go to sim settings, then go to controls, I believe, and if it's barrier control to linked. Perfect. Okay, so I go back to my flight. Just reset that master caution for a bit. That smoke detector fault warning is absolutely fine. Now what we can do as well, and something I find really cool, is just hold that for a few seconds and wait for it to just jiggle into the standard position. Amazing. Right. We just clear these warnings there, and what we can do now that all the tests are done, well, ish. Well, you can just run through all of these individually, you can have a look at your screens to make sure if they work, but I haven't got failures turned on, so I know that they do work. Which isn't obviously a good way of doing it, but you know what I mean. So, turn the crew supply on. Now, and then we'll begin the alignment process of the IRSs. So, turn the first one to nav, wait for the on-bat light to extinguish, turn the next one, wait for the on-bat light to extinguish, and then that third one, and wait for the on-bat light to extinguish. And now the IRS should be aligning. So, nav light can go on, emergency lights can be armed, no smoking signs can also go on. Now, dome light can stay off, it's actually really bright out, so absolutely no need for it. And what we can do is bask in awe at the fact that the two FMSs actually operate differently from each other. So, I can go to Atc on this one, and that one will just stay as it is. Right, another thing I would quite like to do as well is just turn our DCDUs on. So I wonder if we can sort of ask for our departure clearance via ACARS today. Because if we can do that, that would be really sick. So go to our data link status. Data link is available, which is all very good. Communications menu, that's fine, yeah. ATC menu is where we'll ask for actually no, we'll ask for our clearance in the ATC request. What we can do is we can have a quick look at the ATC menu, and yeah, this is we can send sort of ACARS requests to ATC through that as well. Now this runs off the Hoppy system, I believe, which is relatively easy to set up. So, I mean, if you've got a Hoppy login, you may as well just end up using it. So, in our AOC menu, go to Flight Init and perform an Init data request. So, wait for that to all load in. So, call sign Shamrock 33 Tango, departing Dublin, arriving Berlin, alternate Copenhagen, ETE 2 hours. That looks fine. You can also have a look at the well, weather request page is fairly straightforward. You just type in your ICAO and just select if you want a METAR or a TAF, and that just gets entered in. So, we can then go to our Init page, and request that. Just wait for all of that to put itself in. Right, what we can do is we can go to IRS Init. So that all looks fine, so it's aligning on that, that's perfect. Okay, the rest will fill in manually. So we're call sign Shamrock 33 Tango, Aer Lingus, according to that cost index database, that cost index database document that everyone seems to use a cost index of 4. And we're cruising today at flight level 370, so we'll enter that in as well. Okay. Init B page can stay empty for now, we'll fill that in just a second. So, O to wind, press the wind as well. You know what, we'll have to request it again once we've once you program the rest of our route in. So that can go to Init, that can go to flight plan. My aircraft position is supposedly invalid despite the fact my IRSs have not aligned, and I can also reset that block timer. Okay. We got a company message yet? No, we haven't. Okay, so we can go to mass and balance, and well, resend the load sheet because I don't know why it hasn't just done it automatically, but beyond me. And what we can do is also call the stairs in preparation for boarding. So, right, what I want to do is remember the correct keybind for it. It's the MCDU menu, ATC, AOC menu, receive messages, and have a peek at our load sheet. So, this is our preliminary load sheet. We're taking off with a zero fuel weight of 57,377 tonnes, takeoff weight of 66,125 tonnes, and these are our, well, these are just estimates. You can obviously have extra passengers, you can have a lower amount of passengers, but that'll sort of all come into fruition later. So what we can do is take a quick peek outside as well. There's the stairs connected, and do is go to mass and balance, and begin to load the aircraft. So I don't know if it'll, because I think the way it does it is it will just load passengers and cargo in at the same time regardless, as well as fuel. So when you press load aircraft, I will choose the real time, even though that will make us late. Oops. Oh well. Right, okay, so from the looks of it, it's actually fuel. Ah, never mind. There's one passenger boarded already. So, now this is the first time I've actually had to enter delay attribution code, so go to the delay allocation card, and just have a look at these, and yeah, you know what, we'll just say the stairs have been broken, I guess, but we'll sort that out later. So go back to this page. We'll just keep an eye out on our fuel level at the moment. We'll turn our seatbelt signs on only when we filled up. So I'm sure that's standard procedure in, well, most places really, isn't it? So you can, well, we can go to our Init page and enter in. Well, we'll enter in the fuel once we've filled up, but we're sort of at around 8,850, so I'll just enter in 8.9 into our block fuel. Okay. So again, as I said, we're cruising today at 370. So I'll just tune 370 in now, unless ATC gives us something different. Now, same procedure as with the Airbus, I'll turn the constraints page on either side and tune both needles to show VOR. Now, it's giving us a little warning on our status page. So the autopilot is in up, that's absolutely fine, given well, we kind of don't need it at the moment. But that's beside the point. And for those wondering, we are at the MK Studios, Dublin scenery, which is, well, very nice. Another thing I like about this aircraft as well actually is, if you look up, you can actually click the sun visors into place, and they do act as sun visors. And I don't know if you can do this on the fly-by-wire, but if you click here, standby canvas comes out. So we'll keep it out for now, and just turn the standby canvas light on, and it actually does illuminate, which again I think is quite cool, but I also probably think it's cool because I'm easily amused. But again, that's beside the point. IRSs appear to have aligned, which is all very good. Now if we zoom out, it is obviously evident that there's a flight plan discontinuity. That's fine, we'll sort that out. We'll sort that out at some point soon. So runway 28 left is being used as the active today. So there's only one SID we can realistically get, and it's the it'd be the PESIT 5 Alpha departure. So what we can do is sort of, I know we're at ATC, I know we're sort of not meant to do this, but what we can do is sort of cheat our way in and get it all sorted. So go to our departure page, 28 left, scroll down to PESIT 5 Alpha, which is there, and insert that. And that should sort of populate our NDs with some data. Right, from the looks of it, the cargo is finished loading. Take another peek outside. And you know what, well, this caused me a bit of an issue last time, but we'll have toolbar pushback, get rid of the tug. Not the tug, sorry, the loader and the carts. So that's the carts gone, will the loader go as well? Evidently not. Okay. Just a quick peek, see if ATC is still online, which they are. And another thing I would like to do is I'll just again keep an eye out on our fuel load. But what I can do is go to the ATIS, and information Romeo appears to be current now, so only 28 left in use, that's fine. And we'll advise them on initial contact. So the next thing we can do is go to our departure perf page. Using 28 left, we can sync for live weather. So flat config, we can keep as optimum and see what it gives us. There doesn't appear to be a speed restriction other than 250 below 10,000, so we can just kill our flaps off as soon as we can. So flap config will leave on optimum, no forcing toga, packs can go on. We'll link our preliminary load sheet as well, and preliminary load sheet plus 1 ton on the takeoff weight, and we can get a few initial calculations for our performance. So flaps 1 for departure, which is exactly what I wanted, so we'll just keep that on the performance page for now, and just handle the rest once we're fully loaded up and our final load sheet has come through. But back to the Fenix page. So our fuel's almost all in, which is all very cool and very good. So about 500 kg to go. In hindsight, I don't think I should have really chosen the realistic loading option, but at least the sun's coming out a tiny bit. There's the other... Right, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but that other retro, when it arrived, parked over there. Oh well. Right. All fun and games. in Microsoft Flight Sim. Right, you know what, no, we'll just keep the overhead as it is for the time being. So, there we go, that's all fueled up. And what we can do is remember the correct keybind. I'm so used to the PMDG keybinds, I just keep forgetting. So, turn the seatbelt sign on. And we can have a look at our IRSs, make sure they've all aligned, which we have. That's all good. And we'll just turn that back off. So, quick peek down there. Transponder all looks fine. We'll turn that floodlight off as well. Actually, we need absolutely none of them at the moment. Okay, so that's obviously then come up on our ECAM. Now another thing I think is quite cool is you can just have a look at the info of all of the quote-unquote passengers that you're getting on board tonight. And from the looks of it, business class is actually separated into, well, quote-unquote business is obviously separated as it would be in real life with the middle seat blocked out, which I think is really, really cool. And yeah, so the loading process itself is actually live, so you can see just the CG being changed around a bit. Now I do want to have a look at these delay attribution codes because yeah, okay, so ramp delays we want to have a look, and you know what, I'll just say late arrival of an inbound flight. So go to the other MCDU, to menu, and I believe it's no, I don't want to reset that. I'm trying to remember where it is. I think it's under ATSU. There we go, ADC delay. So delay code, according to what we're going to make up now, is OAD. We'll enter that in, and we'll expect a delay of around 10 minutes or so. We'll send that. Super. Okay. That's fine. Shut that back to the MCDU menu for now. And what we can do is actually call for our departure clearance. So just want to have a look at this, make sure everything's fine. We get checklists here as well, which is all very handy. So the INIT page is what we need to fill out once we're all fully loaded. So we've got about 3/6 of our passengers on board. This is going to take a while.
Sync rate.
So, do a little GPWS test.
Terrain.
From there as well.
Terrain. Pull up.
I think it's
Too
pretty
low.
cool.
Terrain. Too low. Terrain. Glide slope.
So, radio works, well, exactly like it would normally. So, Dublin approach is still online on 121.1. Should enter 21.1 as so.
Afternoon, you are clear to destination. After departure, fly the runway extended center line for 28 left. Initial climb will be flight level 900. Then expect vectors to end deck. Squawk 6674.
The vPilot is incredibly loud when you don't realise it.
Heading 28 left, initially 90, then radar vectors to end deck. Quacken 6674.
Shamrock 61 Victor, reback is correct. Call ready, push and start.
Cool.
Eurotrans 5 Quebec Charlie, you're clear to cross runway 16. You can taxi link 4, then stand 202.
Link 4 stand 202, Eurotrans 5 Quebec Charlie.
Right, again, I do want to see if I can call for departure via ACARS, so...
Speedbird 1 Charlie, ready for push start.
Speedbird 11 Charlie, push and start is approved. QNH 1015, face east.
Push start approved, face east, QNH 1015, 1 Charlie, thank you.
I don't think there is an actual...
1556, request taxi.
Ladder
ACARS
1556,
station.
taxi link 5, Papa 1, hold short runway 1634.
But we can just...
Link 5, Papa 1, hold short 1634.
just find that out.
Ladder 1556.
Okay, so we actually do have to call for clearance normally. Oh well, that's a shame. Okay. I'll just use vPilot.
That's 5.5 airborne at 1,500.
Ryanair 589 Alpha identified, climb now, flight level 120, direct exit.
Direct axing up to flight level 120.
Right, okay, so I'll give them a ring now, so... Dublin approach, good afternoon, Shamrock 33 Tango, stand 416 with information, Romeo requesting IFR clearance to Berlin.
Shamrock 33 Tango, Dublin, good afternoon, you're clear to your destination, PESIT 5 Alpha departure, runway 28 left, squawk 6607.
Lead Berlin, PESIT 5 Alpha departure, runway 28 left, and squawk 6607, Shamrock 33 Tango.
Shamrock 33 Tango, readback is correct, call ready for push and start.
Roger, we'll call when ready, Shamrock 33 Tango. Okay, so we'll call ready for push and start, 6607 in the box. Our departure is, well, as we predicted it would be, which is fantastic. So, again, we'll just keep on waiting till we get everything we need. And then from that, we'll fill in the rest of our performance pages. So, why did I just get rid of the EFB? Right, okay.
Ladder 1556, enter left, backtrack, runway 34, then hold short, 28 left.
To left, backtrack to runway 134, and hold short to left. Ladder 1556.
Oh my god, the volume.
Ryanair
knob
589
is
Alpha,
actually
you're
wet.
short to leave my airspace now, nothing
Oh,
further.
actually, no,
Munch Unicum
ignore me,
122,
ignore me.
Decimal 8, all the best.
Lovely Unicum, Ryanair 589 Alpha. Chair, all the best.
Right, we're still not done boarding. All fun and games. But, what we can do is turn the APU on. So, obviously same procedure as in the fly-by-wire. So turn your master switch on, and then your starter. And once the APU started, we'll turn the bleed switch on as well. What we can do as well is just turn the parking brake on in preparation for...
356, stand 408 right, Airbus A320 with information, Romeo, request Firefox.
Shamrock 352, Dublin, good afternoon. You're clear to destination. PESIT 5 Alpha departure, runway 28 left. Squawk 6605.
What we can do as well is pre-file pushback. There is literally only one place we can push back here,
Shamrock 352, reback correct, call ready, push and start.
which is there. Just pop that in.
Ladder 1556, on reaching the surface wind checks 230 degrees 7 knots, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
28 left, clear for takeoff. Ladder 1556.
Right, APU is firing up and stabilising. It's all very good. And with that, APU available. APU bleed can go on. No, that's appropriate. APU bleed can go on. Turn the external power off and go back to the ground services page and remove the PCA and the GPU. Perfect. Okay, take a quick look outside. And the APU is very clearly very loud, as it would be in real life. There's even a nice little heat haze coming out the back of it. And with that, the GPU and the PCA have gone as well. That's all very, very good. Okay, so all of that still looks fine. So park and brake I know I've just turned on. TCAS stays on standby because we're in Europe, and APU bleed we've just turned on as well. So again, we'll have to just fill in the rest of our MCDU pages once you know, everything's all complete. And why did that just switch on its own? Okay, no, Init can go there. No, you know what? Init there. Perfect. See what I did there.
6, report passing altitude.
Passing to about 6.
At a 1556, identify.
Press the winds again.
Loaded 1556.
Go back to our EFB. Just want to keep an eye out on our loading process. Oh, we still haven't fully boarded. That's crazy. Right. We've got enough sort of contingency fuel, and the taxi's going to be short anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. But nevertheless, I do want to get out of here as quickly as possible. Okay, back in we go. And we weren't given an initial climb, so just up to 370 it is for us, I suppose. We weren't asked to confirm an initial climb in our readback either. So I guess it's safe to assume we're just straight up to 370. And this is where I get like massively told off. Although, no, there we go. Initial climb clearance on this bid is flight level
90. 1556, you leave my airspace now. Nothing further. I want you to come 122.8. All the best.
Come 122.8, next plate. Loaded 1556.
Right, so sooner or later we'll end up getting a nice little message with our final load sheet. But obviously the first time I flew it, I had to actually send it in myself, which is it's a bit irritating, but you know how it is sometimes. Right, my connection also keeps dropping out on vPilot apparently. Interesting. Right, so boarding is almost done. Soon we'll get like a little message on our AFB, boarding complete. Excellent. Okay.
Dublin approach, speedbird 11 Charlie, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 11 Charlie, taxi left onto Whiskey 2, hold short, terminate 1634.
Left onto Whiskey 2, hold short 1634, speedbird 11 Charlie.
Just resend the load sheet because I just don't know why it doesn't do that, but anyway, beside the point. Go to our departure path and handle that once we've got everything sorted out. So we can use this MCDU quickly. So ATC Menu, receive messages, load sheet. There's our final load sheet. So 0 fuel weight 57.3. 142 plus 2 passengers, so we're taking 144 today. Mac tow, so no, max 0 fuel weight, which is our 0 fuel weight CG is 31.3. So we'll enter that in as well. That's the INIT page populated. We can go back to the flight plan page there. We'll accept that load sheet. Go to the perf page. Go back to our EFB. Sync that. And recalculate. Go, so transition altitude at Dublin is 5,000, which is already set. Using flaps 1, trim down 0.1, we'll enter that in. Lexing 260.
Speedbird 11 Charlie, enter right, backtrack, runway 34, then hold short 28 left.
So V1
Right,
and
backtrack
rotate
onto runway
140.
1234, hold short tail left, Speedbird 11 Charlie.
Rotate 140, V2 143. Excellent. So back to the EFB. Not to that page, to that page. And we just run through our checklist. So Init B was just loaded, flex temp takeoff speeds were just loaded, and what we can also do is do a quick pick outside, all the ground services are clear, and shut that, Fenix, remove the chocks, and ask for pushback clearance. Dublin approach, Shamrock 3-3 Tango, ready for push and start.
Shamrock 3-3 Tango, push and start is approved. QNH 1015, face north.
Push and start approved, face north, and QNH 1015, Shamrock 3-3 Tango. Right. Toolbar Pushback, do your thing.
This is ground. Stand by.
Beacon light can go on. Fuel pumps can go on. That's fine. Navigraph I'll sort out in just a bit. You know what, I'll just import the route.
Speedbird 11 Charlie on reaching, surface wind checks 230 degrees 7 knots, runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
Right, just hide our AFB for now.
Upon reaching,
Okay,
runway
sir.
tail left, clear
Goodbye,
for takeoff,
pin is
Speedbird 11
installed.
Charlie.
All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
And once the pushback actually starts, we'll
We are
go
cleared
to
for
the
start and
cabin and
push.
ensure the engine starts. So,
Okay, cleared for push start.
Start
Please
that
release
timer.
parking brake.
Bruce the parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay, flick that over, and start engine number 2, and go into the cabin and enjoy it from there.
Good afternoon, Dublin. The Ryanair 296 is with you, stand 124, 737 700 Whiskey.
No, I'll turn my mic off as well.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brakes set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Cleared to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Very nice of Toolbar Pushback. Toolbar
Dublin
Pushback.
approach, Speedbird
Toolbar
11 Charlie,
pushback to ruin
passing
that.
1,800 to 9,000.
But
Speedbird 11 Charlie identified, climb now, flight level 120, right turn, direct rotate.
there is a word for this.
Climb flight level 120,
That is incredible.
and right turn, direct road serve, 11 Charlie.
Just that little drone as the fuel comes in. It's so good. I'm sorry, I have no choice but to simp. Again, it's a successful start on both engines. And oh, we've got a company message. Okay. Right, APU bleeder can come off. APU can come off as well, and we can just turn the engine motor selector back to normal. Okay, MCDU menu, ATSU, AOC menu, receive messages, Shamrock Arms.
Seabird 1-1 Charlie, you're leaving my airspace now, nothing further. Montunicom 122.8, all the best.
Right, ADC must equal 12 minutes.
Unicom 1228, Speedbird 1-1 Charlie.
ADC delay. But actually tells us we entered our delay in wrong, so 12-minute delay, and we'll resend that. So we'll keep that on the flight plan page. And what we can do now is do a little flight control check. So that's standard flight control page. Rudder full left, rudder full right, neutral. Now full forward stick, full upward stick, and neutral. And full leftward stick, full rightward stick, and neutral. Pitching 0.1 degrees down. And got another company message. God almighty. Right.
And all stations, southern approach is now closing. Montunicom 122.8.
Isn't that handy? Right. Okay. AOC menu. ADC received. Okay. So Dublin approach is closing just as we're about to taxi, so that's very nice of them. Right, so over to Unicom. Can do as well is go back to the cabin and just give the flaps a bit of a listen. Yeah, very A320 like. Okay. That's all set and done. We can do a few before takeoff items. So we can arm the speed brake, set the auto brake to max. The APU is shutting down, which is all good. And we'll just go back to the engine page. So, without further ado, taxi light on. You know what, we could just go back to the cabin for this because it is quite frankly a very therapeutic noise in a way, just to listen to an A320 spool up a bit. Right. Okay, so we clearly need a tiny bit more power. And we can also reconnect our tiller. Okay. So taxiing this is fairly straightforward, but it's a lot different to taxiing the fly-by-wire in Neo. It's like, for a start, you had to see we had to give quite a fair bit of power to actually get us moving. Okay, use minimum power, which is exactly what we're doing at the moment. Sorry, Dublin apron. So as I said, our taxi is a relatively short one, so down onto this apron, then left onto Bravo 1. Here's a bit of brake. Steer us left. Now this thing handles really, really nicely. And I mean really, really nicely. what we can do as well is turn our cabin lights off for departure. So I can just touch ID my way into VFB. Okay, so go to sim settings, cabin lights off. So here we are now on Bravo 1. Some stutters here, but it's not too bad. So as we're using the tiller to steer, we're not actually getting any visible rudder movement. But this actual, this tiller movement itself, I'm controlling with the rudder pedals, which is all very nice. So we can test the takeoff config as well. There we go, TO config, normal, no blue. And what we can do is just make a turn here. And just hold short around here. And for the time being, we'll just report to traffic that we're waiting. So, Dublin traffic, Shamrock, 33 Tango, holding short, runway 28 left at Echo 1, Dublin. And if no one calls us back, which nobody has, then I guess we're alright. So, strobes on, landing lights on, turn offs on, nose light to take off, and just a little bit of a shine. And let's get ourselves moving again. Again, I've just gotten rid of VFB for now because we don't actually need it, but we've done near enough all of our takeoff items. We've got no blue on our TO config. But what we can do as well is transponder on, TCAS TARA. Predicted wind shear doesn't actually work in this. I'm presuming they're waiting for the actual Weber API to become available. And I've sort of overcooked the turn. Oh well. Okay, so runway 28 left identified. Dublin traffic, Shamrock, 33 Tango, departing runway 28 left. Okay, so just tap on the brakes a little bit. Disconnect the tiller. And start the clock. And let's begin. Straighten us up a bit. And nose down. Stable. Manflex 60, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Climb and nav are blue, 80 knots. Now this sound set is incredible. 100 knots. So you can release V forward pressure on the stick. V1, rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Let's take a quick peek to the left. Quick peek into the cabin. There we go, beautiful. Just keep pitching our nose up. And climb thrust. Engage the autopilot. Reset our altitude to flight level 370. And do some after-landing flows. So turn offs can go off and nose lights can go off. can also retract the slats, so go back to the cabin and not do that. Take a quick peek to the left as we are about to make a left turn over Dublin. You know what? For that, I may as well just go back into the cockpit. But transition altitude out of Dublin is 5,000, so we can just reset that to standard. Zoom out on a map a bit. Well, zoom out to 160 there and 320 there. And with that, our departure out of Dublin comes to a close. Well, I say that, we need to turn the cabin lights back on again, but our departure out of Dublin does come to a close. The Fenix Airbus is nothing short of fascinating. Not just for myself, but hopefully for yourselves as well. But I hope you enjoyed that departure, and I shall see you again, hopefully, for the descent into Berlin. Right. Enjoy some cinematics, and I shall see you around.
EC 627, contact Bremen 123, destination 225. Tschüss.
And welcome to
123, 225.
to Berlin. We should, from the looks of it, have near enough full ATC coverage for our arrival, which is fantastic. So sit back, relax, enjoy some chatter, and let's see if we I'll make a mess out of this or not. Well, what I will do is I'll turn some floodlights on and not do that. I will go back, go there, and sort a few things out. So we haven't actually been told which runway we're transitioning to. In fact, we've only been told to proceed direct to OGBER, so we could be given either 25 left, which I've planned for, or 25 right. So obviously in an ideal world I'll be given 25 left, but yeah, knowing Vatsim, no world is ideal, so yeah, we'll just have to roll the punches and see what happens. So one thing I can do is turn my terrain radar on. The other thing I want to do is go to my perf page and enter some data. So I want to go to the Fenix page on the EFB, go to my flight, go to the weather, then the arrival, and information Charlie is now current, which I have. So transition level 60, which isn't set correctly, so flight level 60, I'll reset that.
Shamrock 33 Tango, proceed direct data Bravo 433.
Direct Delta Bravo 433, Shamrock 33 Tango. Okay, so
You're on 5264, contact Copenhagen radar 121, decimal 375.
Give me Austrian 6 Yankee, Bravo 200.
loaded
Radar,
boost
you're on
on
5264, contact Copenhagen 121, decimal 375. Austrian 6 Yankee, contact, correction, Austrian 6 Yankee, hello, radar contact, climb flight level 280.
Full about 280, Austrian 6 Yankee.
Right, so we'll just manage our descent this time around. So, going Brandenburg Charlie, wind is 2608 and QNH is 1016. So,
Scandinavian 486, proceed direct Buckley.
Direct to Buckley, Scandinavian 486.
actually, if we're proceeding to Delta Bravo 4, actually no, if we're proceeding Delta Bravo 433, we can be given any of the two runways.
Austin the Alpha, descent flight level 2, correction, descent flight level 29 sogar.
So they know
Shamrock 33 Tango, connect arrival on 119er, decimal 625, away.
119 and 625 shouldn't have enough 33 Tango. Right, 119 and 625 into the radio, and Berlin arrival, Guten Abend, Shamrock 33 Tango, flight level 183 for flight level 120, direct Delta Bravo 433.
Shamrock 50 Tango, Berlin arrival, hello, identified. Information Charlie, expect ILS approach, runway 25 left, descent flight level 100.
Roger, expect ILS 25 left, we have Charlie, and descent flight level 100, Shamrock 33 Tango. Right,
Alpha 19 X-ray Delta
That's
established in localized 25 left.
exactly the way I was
I
hoping.
think we're contact tower 118, decimal 8, goodbye.
So,
118, decimal 8, have a good night. Alpha 19 X-ray Delta.
collision height is 349 feet, Barrow, so we'll enter that. 349 Barrow, and that looks alright. So, what we can do is we can close that, go to the arrival perf, and yeah, that looks fine. So I'll use low auto brake for this landing, also on the speed brake. So, very slow descent coming down, but obviously we kind of want to not go over the speed restrictions on the arrival. So at Delta Bravo 433 there's a max 220, and I really don't want to be over that, especially when it's so busy coming into Berlin tonight. Let's have a quick peek outside. That's very loud. That is also very beautiful. Ah, gorgeous. Right, go into the cabin and not do that. Right, go into the cabin and go back one, right, and enjoy that view out the window. That is very pretty. My word, that is actually incredible. I love this aircraft. Nice voice crack. I love this aircraft so much. It's just a... oh my god. It's almost like being on an A320 again. You got the like dirt on the windows, that's amazing. Right, back into the flight deck, we've got an approach to concentrate on. So, what happens is you go basically on an extended downwind leg for the runway. And yeah, the rest is history pretty much. So we thankfully got ATC guidance tonight. So we'll just end up following it all the way down into Berlin. So, one thing I did forget to do is TCAS tilt below, which I've done now. Rest of the transponder looks fine. And what we can do just for sake of completeness is go into the pilot brief and do the approach checklist. So, ECAM is checked. We can go to the status page and just check out even more. Status normal, that's fine. Approach type and runway, so we're doing a category 1 ILS into runway 25 left. We're being vectored out for it as we speak, so that's confirmed. So minima, we entered in the MBA.
Tango, descent flight level 60.
Flight level 60, 33 Tango. Right, continuing down to flight level 60. So, minima we've set. Approach phase will activate shortly, but we've got that all filled in. We've got that all filled out. So that's the approach checklist completed. So landing checklist will sort out close in time, but we've already got that set. And just to check the missed approach altitude for the ILS at 25 left. I could actually check the chart here, so Navigraph. I've started the ILS chart, so let's change it to a night chart quickly because they're a lot more fun. So, missed approach altitude we'll set for 4,000. Nice drawing, Omar. No, we'll set that for 4,000. There's a 3,000 restriction there as well, but but it's not too much an issue. In fact, it's only it's only one for about 0.6 miles east of the VOR, so it's again not too bad. But I digress. Go back to our arrival curve again. That's our predicted landing weight according to well, some maths on our Init page. But that's beside the point. So you can keep it going down now to flight level 60. And there's Berlin starting to form underneath us. So the old Tegel airport used to be somewhere around here, I believe. That's also very loud, and this sunset is also very beautiful. I'll happily have that. It's nothing like an evening landing at all. Oh, what an absolute stunner. You know, there's one thing that I'm fairly sure I didn't do, and that's get screenshots, but that's another problem for them. But actually, no disregard, I did get a cool screenshot. So yeah, there's a thumbnail already being accounted for. Right, another thing that I would quite like to do is turn that up a notch, turn the logo light on. Or has that just turned off? No, right, I don't think it just turns on automatically below 10,000, so just keep that as it is. Landing lights are fine for now, we're still descending, so one thing I do want to do as well is zoom the map in, just for the sake of ease, I suppose. So zoom that into 20, why not? No, keep that at 40. Keep both at 40 and I'll zoom that one into 20 once we're sort of a bit closer. Oh god. Does he want us descending any faster, or... Well, he doesn't want us descending any faster because he hasn't actually said anything, but... Beside the point. Right, 10.5. I know you meant to turn these on at 10,000, but I'll just turn these on now. Quick to that side. Watch the descent. Down there, and turn up. Excellent. Yep, you already know what's going on. Ah, love golden hour. Oh, there you go, thrust idle.
Sure, 20 Tango, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1016.
Send 4,000 feet, QNH 1016, down at 3 Tango. Right, down to 4,000.
Sure, 50 Tango, you can continue present heading.
And continue present heading, 3 Tango. Right. Right, we'll continue present heading and just manually descend, I suppose. Right. What we can do as well is set our QNH to 1016. Just send at 1700 a minute, why not? No, I reckon he's giving us a little bit of a shortcut. That's quite nice of him. So if we look onto our approach page, so our approach speed is about 136. That's actually not too bad. If not, in the meantime, we can, well, yeah, that's all fine. I won't do a single engine taxi tonight, I don't think. There is a restriction of 220 knots here, so I'll slow us down for that.
Sure, 50 Tango, descent 3,000 feet, turn right heading 160.
3,000 feet right heading 160, Shamrock, Tango. Right. Well, literally right. There we go. Just pull that. Zoom in, and we'll keep that at 40. Not. Actually, no, that's a bit overkill. Keep it at 20. Right, flap 1 speed is 230 knots, so there you go, speed check, flaps 1. So runway at Berlin is actually quite long, so we can pretty much get away with using, medium auto brakes, which is all very nice. So, actually another thing I want to do is turn the cabin lights off.
Sure, 50 Tango, turn right heading 220, clear ILS 25 left.
Right heading 220, cleared ILS 25 left, Shamrock 3 Tango. Right heading 220, ILS on this side, ILS on that side, and we can engage both autopilots and engage approach mode, so slow us down to about 190. There's the airport. And tower is online on 18.1.
Das 16 Conny.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Foxtrot.
Delta Alpha Foxtrot, good night, identified information. Delta, expect ILS 25 left, descent flight level 100.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Foxtrot 25 left, descending 100.
So localizers coming in. We can reduce our rate of descent as well, just for the time being. Just slow us down before we catch a glide, and turn-offs can go on. Nose light can go on, and cabin can get a quick call.
Shamrock 3 Tango, contact tower 118.8, goodbye.
118.8, should knob knock, Shamrock 3 Tango.
Center.
Right, 118.8. It's frequency, not 118.1. So.
Lufthansa 137, ready to taxi and able mic set.
Utrecht Blacks 2.
Lufthansa 1337, taxi tower point runway 2 fast left via Victor 2 and Mike 7.
Right, glide selection.
Holding point 25 left via Victor 2, mic 7, Lufthansa 137.
Berlin Tower, Shamrock 33 Tango, established ILS 25 left.
Right, runway 25 left, Euro, standard 7.
Big land 25 left, 33 Tango.
Shamrock 33 Tango, negative, reduce minimum approach speed.
Roger, 33 Tango. Right, I am deaf, so.
And Shamrock 33 Tango, wind check 2737 knots, 2 departing aircraft ahead.
Roger, we've got a traffic inside and probably winds 33 Tango. Right, doesn't help when can hardly hear what's being said. Reduce to final approach.
So, first November, connect, take 7.2 fast left by Echo, Bravo, Mike 8.
Gear down, flaps full. And
1.2 fast left, Echo, Bravo, Mike 8.
Excellent. And there we go.
Shamrock 987, wind 270 degrees, 7 knots, runway 25 left, cleared for takeoff.
25 left, clear for takeoff, Euro wings 987.
Berlin 2 Alpha Charlie, contact Bremen radar on 120, decimal 625 dabei.
No blue on our landing runway.
120625, Berlin 2 Alpha Charlie, danke, ciao.
Right, that's fine. The rest is fairly self-explanatory, so. Bit of a mean crosswind coming in. Terrain can go off, given there's like none of it. It's like about the most you're going to get is the terminal building at this point. No, sorry about that, it's genuinely a bit uncharacteristic of me to sort of lose what's been said, but that's beside the point. Right.
Shamrock 33 Tango, wind 270 degrees, 7 knots, runway 25 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 25 left, Shamrock 33 Tango. Right, we'll just keep going.
Lufthansa 1337, traffic information about A3 correction. Shamrock A320, short final runway 2 fast left, report traffic inside.
1000.
1000 feet checked. We'll just keep it on autopilot for now.
Aer Lingus 987, contact Bremen radar on 120, decimal 625 dabei.
120625, Euro wings 987, goodbye.
Genießen Flug.
Oh, there's an IKEA down there. L. Right.
Lufthansa 1337, A3, traffic information, correction, Aer Lingus A320, one short final, runway 2 fast left, report traffic inside.
Traffic inside, Lufthansa 137.
Lufthansa 1337, behind mentioned traffic, line up and wait, runway 2 fast left behind.
After landing aircraft, line up and wait, 25 left, Lufthansa 137.
Right.
Berlin Tower, schönen guten Abend, Alpine 81, Mike Romeo und Bravo 12 with information data for Alpha clearance to Faro.
Alpine 81, Mike Romeo, Berlin Tower low, still approved, clear destination Faro via log to 1 November, departure route, flight route, cleared 5,000 feet, squawk 2033.
Clear to Faro via the log to 1 November, departure initial climb is 5,000 and squawk is 2033, Alpine 81, Mike Romeo.
81 Mike Romeo, read back correct.
Right.
Berlin Tower, correction, EV3, Juliet November, get Alpha 6, information, Delta, request startup, Alpha destination, along get
100 knots.
EV3, Juliet November, standby. Break, Alpine 4 November, Quebec, correction, Alpine 4, 5 November, Quebec, landing runway 25 left.
60 knots. Reverse is in.
Landing up runway 25 left, Alpine 4, 5 November, Quebec.
Stop sign that.
Airwing 35 uniform, Bravo 05, ready for push and start.
And vacate.
Airwing 35 uniform, pushback approved, facing south.
Right. That looks
back up
like
facing south.
Mike 5, which is actually not what I was expecting to make, so... Berlin Tower, Shamrock 33 Tango, vacated, Mike 5.
Shamrock 33 Tango, welcome to in taxi, right via Romeo, Alpha, hold short Victor 1.
Right Romeo, Alpha, hold short Victor 1, 33 Tango. Right.
Number 1337, 2703, 7 knots, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
25 left, clear for takeoff, Lufthansa 137.
Turn the tiller on before we go off onto the
EV3 Juliet
grass.
November, ready to copy.
And
Lufthansa, correction, EV3 Juliet November, ready to copy.
EV3 Juliet November, clear destination London Gatwick via Victor departure. Out of runway 25 right, climb
Start
via
off.
runway track to 5,000 feet, squawk 2034.
EV3 Juliet November, cleared Alpha destination London Gatwick via vectors, out of runway 25 right, climb on the right track until reaching 5,000 feet and squawk 2034.
That's correct.
that was a really nice landing actually, I wasn't too fussed with that. Floated it a bit, but live and learn. Right, just keep it going for now. What we can do as well is turn the APU on. And just keep it rolling for now. Right. ILS on either side can come off, brake fan will turn on as well. Just in case. We'll go to the wheel page on our
Okay, 3 Tango taxi to gate Bravo 16 via Alpha and Victor 2.
Bravo 16 via Alpha and Victor 2, Shamrocks 33 Tango.
Alpha 45 November Quebec,
Right.
wind 2773, knots,
it is.
runway 25 left, cleared for takeoff. Runway 25 left, cleared for takeoff, Alpine 45 November Quebec. Lufthansa 1337, contact Bremen Radar, correction Bremen Radar 120.65.
120.65, Lufthansa 137, bis dann, tschüss.
Ciao.
Right, okay.
Berlin,
so
schönen guten Abend, die Lufthansa 8 Foxtrot 25 left.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha
Exit to one.
Foxtrot, Berlin
two
Tower low,
next.
wind check 2703, knots from number 1.
Wind is copied, number 1, 8 Alpha Foxtrot.
Oh, we can turn the brake fans off, why not? Or maybe not. Just keep the brake fans on, why not? Right, just keep us taxiing, it just loves stopping, I don't know why.
7,
Let's switch to
correction,
the
Charlie 7. You got information Delta on board Airbus A320 with leg over to Copenhagen as files.
Alpine 53 Delta Charlie, standby, number 1.
Stand by,
So
Alpine
left one
53
into
Delta
one.
Charlie.
Lufthansa 8
Well,
Alpha
Bravo
Foxtrot, wind
16 should be the
2703,
first
knots,
stamp on the
25
right.
left, clear to land.
Lufthansa 8 Alpha Foxtrot, clear to land, 25 left.
Alpine 45 November Quebec, contact of day, correction, contact Bremen Radar 120.65 dabei.
I love this scenery.
Bremen Radar
It's really, really nice.
125 goodbye, Alpine 45 November Quebec. Alpine 53 Delta, are you ready to
That's
copy?
a chocolate boy, hell yeah.
Hey, 53 Delta Charlie.
53 Delta Charlie, so approved, clear destination Copenhagen Kastrup via Gerga 1 November departure route, flight route, climb to 5,000 feet, correction, squawk 2067.
Right, there's Bravo 16, so we can just dab our brakes a little bit.
Will become Gerga 1 November departure, initial climb 5,000, squawk 2067, Alpine 53 Delta Charlie.
So, APU's
available. 53 Delta Charlie, read back correct.
And what we can do is not over quick return and try and get ourselves centered. So it's a shame that VDGS here doesn't work, but I'm fairly sure Aerosoft are working on something to integrate it. Right, we are an A320, so we want the next line. I'm also fairly sure I turned my taxi lights on.
Eurowings form ready for taxi. Able
it's my turn.
Able intersection 7. Eurowings 35 uniform taxi to a point driver to father.
Can you just carry on moving forwards, please?
I think 2 Mike 7 Eurowings 35 something.
I don't know why it's not moving forward. Brake necessary start. Right. That's where we want. Parking brake on. And what I can do quickly is just bring the EFB out. Make sure so everything ground service wise works. Got the ground services. Bring the chocks in and the GPU. No. Shut the door, toggle the jetway, see if it comes over. Ah, okay, it's calling the wrong jetway. It's a bit awkward, right. Whoops, right. APU's on, and kill both engines.
London Delta, France 134, heavy.
Air France 134, heavy, Berlin Tower lost.
And
good evening, 13.
Just
Berg 2.
Oh, just turn the radio off. Why not? Okay. And have some dome light in here as well. It's pretty dark.
Air France 1341.
Right. Okay. Turning the radio off doesn't actually work. So.
Flight level 340.
Air France 1341. Standby.
Right. There we go. And. Got some dome light, and seatbelt signs can go off. Right, let's try this again. Let's try and pull the jetway over. Right, okay, it's calling Bravo 15's jetway over. That's a bit awkward. So you know what? Jetway broken. Stairs it is. Right, forward and aft stairs. Both doors. Forward and aft cargo. And we can go to our overhead. And connect the ground power. And turn the APU off. Awesome. And with that we can also turn our beacon light off. And nav light can stay as it is. Awesome. So, stairs are hooked up, unfortunately, so we can begin to deboard. With that, our little introductory flight in the Fenix A320 comes to an end. Comes to a rather funny end, but I suppose it's a lot less embarrassing than some of the other things that have happened, like me forgetting to turn the cabin lights on. Oh my god. Right. With that, we've successfully brought the Fenix A320 down at Berlin. We've done it while looking very good in the Aer Lingus retro livery. And And then the flight sim video comes to an end. I hope you've enjoyed that. I certainly have. It's been a few mishaps along the way, but again, it's been a busy week. Please don't at me. But even so, I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have, and I'll see you around the next video. Take care.